So Tina, what does it mean to win this award?
This award is it's a total blessing because I forgot that I even submitted for it. So to be recognized for finance reporting when, as you saw, I'm not really a financial reporter per se, I'm a general assignment, really means a great deal. It means that what I'm doing is something that's resonating with people, and that's really important.
And so you said that the AG in Massachusetts filed a suit against a debt collector that he was collecting on debts that someone did not approve. Can you kind of explain that a little bit more?
So the Attorney General Maura Healey in Massachusetts filed a lawsuit against a firm in Waltham, Massachusetts that was essentially a law firm that was collecting on debts that people didn't know that they had and that had not been verified. In Massachusetts, and I think nationally, a debt has to be proven. So you can't just come to me and say, hey, I owe you $500 or you owe me $500. It has to be the debt originated on this date for this particular purchase. It was purchased with, a credit card or what have you, or a bounce check or whatever the case is. It has to be a proven debt. And so what this firm in Waltham was doing was they were saying to random people, hey, you owe $500. And because many people are in so much debt, they don't know who they owe. Right. So I'm just going to write you a check for $500, and that's illegal.
And so this woman, Denise, was just drowning in debt, and you found, Denise, as you called her, and tell me about her story a little bit.
So she was a contact, someone that I had met through just community events that I've attended, and she was in serious debt, and I asked her if she wanted to talk about it, because the nut graph at that point, we call it nut graphs in news, was the Attorney General filing this lawsuit against these unscrupulous debt collectors, and she happened to be dealing with a debt collector like that. And so she was, forthcoming. What's interesting is I do television and radio, and because this was so personal, she didn't want to do it for TV. Okay. And what's ironic is if I had done it for TV, Chris probably would have beat me in the award. Wow. Yeah, so we did this for radio, and she was able to, withhold her name and her real identity and talk to us about the money that she owes and what she's dealing with, which debt is very embarrassing. People don't want to admit that they have it, and they certainly don't want to admit that they're having to try to navigate through a debt collector who's shaming them on their debt. And so my goal with this piece really was to hopefully have her understand, and other people listening to understand, that just because you owe a debt doesn't mean that you're not a consumer. You're still a customer. And so debt collectors have to be professional, and quite frankly, there are things that they do that may be deemed illegal, which was the case in this story.
And so what do you recommend for people that are going through a situation like what Denise was going through?
What I would recommend is ask questions. I would recommend that you find out exactly who you owe, and you get an itemization of that debt and where it came from originally, so you can go back in your records and say, wait a minute, I don't ever remember this debt. Right? Because the key is knowing what you owe. And I think many people, when they get into large debt numbers, they don't know what they owe. It's a blur. Yeah. So.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, that's it. Thank you. This has been a pleasure.
Thank
nice
you so much.
job.